Well, another day of staggering headlines in the U.S. election news cycle, with former President Donald Trump falsely claiming his rival Kamala Harris, quote, turned black. Harris is the first African-American and first Indian-American to serve as vice president. The White House has denounced his comments as repulsive and insulting. Benji Hayo reports for more.
Yeah, remarkable, but perhaps unsurprising from a man who has a history of making disparaging remarks towards ethnic minorities and women. Someone who's played host to white supremacists, someone who's spread conspiracies about his predecessor Barack Obama's nationality, who's demanded certain lawmakers go back to countries they came from. What Donald Trump said on stage on Wednesday, whilst pressed by black journalists at a conference, was met with audible gasps as well as, frankly, extensive familiarity. He stated that he didn't know Kamala Harris was black until a number of years ago, and that according to him, she happened to turn black, questioning whether she is black or Indian. In truth, she's both. She's biracial, her mother Indian, her father black.
I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much, and she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
Her campaign said Trump's appearance at the event was, quote, an absolute disaster. Amongst a tirade of hostile attacks and jibes, Trump made several other unfounded race-based allegations, including that illegal migrants were stealing what he calls black jobs. No explanation, though, of what a black job actually is. He doubled down on pardoning convicted criminals, himself now a felon, of course. And the 78-year-old, interestingly, admitted that he would absolutely step down if he felt his health was declining. He is the oldest ever presidential nominee. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris is set to name her running mate in coming days, having announced her intention to run for office after President Joe Biden revealed he's no longer seeking a second term. Benji Hayo in Washington, reporting for DD India.
Well, responding to Trump's comments, U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris hit back at former president that he had put on the same old show of divisiveness and disrespect.
And we are not going back. We are not going back. We all here remember what those 4 years were like. And today, we were given yet another reminder. This afternoon, Donald Trump spoke at the annual meeting of the National Association of Black Journalists. And it was the same old show. The divisiveness and the disrespect. And let me just say, the American people deserve better.
Meanwhile, the White House has termed comments from Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump about Kamala Harris' racial identity are insulting.
As a person of color, as a black woman who is in this position that is standing before you at this podium behind this lectern, what he just said, what you just read out to me, is repulsive, it's insulting, and, you know, no one has any right to tell someone who they are, how they identify. That is no one's right. It is someone's own decisions. It is, I'll add this, only she can speak to her experience. Only she can speak to what it's like. She's the only person that can do that. And I think it's insulting for anybody. It doesn't matter if it's a former leader, a former president,